I'm about to put my hair in a bun real quick, but can we just admire how fucking liony it is right now? I fucking love it. Minus I need to fix this top up here, but like, I'm just loving how the curls are flowing down. Good fucking growth. I used to dream of these days. Now, it's okay. Buns are decent. Interesting. It's all fucking off to one side, I think. This is the thing, like, because it's so fucking, like, it's such a fro, it is its own fro within a ponytail now, which is interesting. Okay, let's hope this fucking holds. Let's start this intro again, shall we? It is June 28th, 2020. My name is Josh Moxey. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur, an energy worker, systems creator, content creator, a bunch of things, okay? And I like to vlog, but I also like to talk about my journey, and this series is what this is designed to do. I like to get on camera and just talk about my experiences, things I'm learning, what I'm going through, and what's relevant in my life. It's just basically a bird's eye view of everything going on in my world and a lot of talking. So if you're not down to listen to me talk, definitely leave. But if you're down to listen to me talk, you can also listen to it in audio form, by the way, on my podcast, whenever the fuck that's caught up. And which by the time you're watching or listening to this, it should be up. But anyways, Passion and Purpose with Josh Moxey, anywhere you find podcasts. Okay, cool. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. What should we talk about? Just like right off the bat, let's just talk about like what's visually in front of us right now. Mustache. I fucking love this mustache. Like, it's very fun for me to try a new hairstyle, groom, if you will. Every once in a while, I haven't done a muzz since Christmas, and then before that, it was midsummer, basically this time last year type of thing. And I'm really enjoying it. I mean, girls don't really like it as much as the dudes, which is hilarious because I'm straight as fuck. But I'm just like, I have like friends that are also growing their mustaches right now, and it's very funny. Shout out to Zach and Will, who are also growing their mustaches right now, and people beyond this. But yeah, anyways, also hair stuff, like I was saying before, and yeah, shit's good on the hair front, if you will. All right, there are a million different directions I could take things right now, but let's just focus on work real quick. This is all I actually feel like doing right now. It's very strange. I'm not like very girls motivated, even health motivated. Like, the only time I'm actually like motivated to do health things are things that impact my daily output, if you will, of work. Okay, so that's things like fasting, for example. Like, I don't even eat till like 8 p.m. right now or something stupid like that. It's amazing. Same thing with social media. Same thing, like I wait until like 8 p.m., 10 p.m. type of thing to go on social media. And then with the food thing, I'm like waiting so late in my day to eat because I want to get my most output, if you will. And that's done by just not eating. Being on an empty stomach for me is just everything. And yeah, by the way, sometimes I don't properly fast. Like right now, I had a tiny bit of cold brew with a tiny bit of cream and a tiny bit of sugar. That technically breaks my fast. But I wanted it, so I fucking am going for it. And then I'll eat whenever the fuck I choose to, which will probably be like 7, 8, something like that. And that's chill. That is fucking chill. In addition to those things, also using things like Neuroforce, holy fuck, that helps me focus so fucking well. I'm also masturbating less, which is hilarious to just talk about on camera, but it's just real. Like, the more sexual energy you contain within, the more driving force you can use towards whatever fucking project you're working on. Which, by the way, all of these things really helped contribute to me getting the power list done very fast, basically all the days this week. It was so good the way I set things up. I had like, just like Wim Hof, Dr. Seuss stuff, and typing, and then like Notion and content is usually the 5 things that I was focused on. And I just ripped through it every fucking day, and it helped me generate so much momentum, but it was also because I had my like system internally, if you will, working so much more effective. It was beautiful. Plus, when I finish the power list for the day, it just helps me work so much better the rest of the day because I can just fucking free flow, not stress out, and just roll. It's beautiful. what am I working on, by the way, right now? A lot of vlog editing, a lot of like catch up with content, some website stuff. I wish I was doing more with that. I'm not as dialed in as I would like to be. But well, yeah, like, so I'm trying to balance a lot of fucking projects right now at once. It is challenging, but I feel like I am getting better at it overall. But boy, I'm trying to juggle like fucking 7 or 8 projects at once, which is challenging, but it just needs to happen for me personally. With the vlog stuff, actually, let's talk about the update real quick. With my updated content, I am going all over the map. Like, I have so many series I need to launch. Man, I just have so many interests right now, and I just wish that I could just put everything out. But I just don't. I'm not disciplined enough, and I don't have enough time right now to get everything 100% perfect. But I would like to get closer and closer to just complete just content, and not for the sake of content, but just for the sake of bringing value. That's a very fine distinction there. And like, that's what I care about the most right now. So with this content update, I finally updated my channel to let everyone know that it's just going to be all over the map with different numbers here and there. I felt so fucking free after doing that, because now I can just go all over the map and break these like numeric orders, if you will. And it should make sense if you're paying enough attention. But if you're not, it's up to you. Should have watched that video. What else can I say, man? So many fucking vlog editing and vlog recording lessons. Let's quickly go over some. I think I did a really good job of painting storylines in the vlog within, especially 21. The focus was absolutely like prioritizing your mental, emotional, physical state, spiritual, like all types of things like that, so that you can output the most, if you will, and dominate the most in your life. It's such an important topic to me right now. So I basically dedicated accidentally a full vlog to it, but I just had like daily and weekly themes, which is cool. And like, it manifested like one day as showing up through source, manifested another day as like the Wim Hof method and starting that type of thing, which, by the way, I fucking love Wim Hof, and I love the breathing stuff. I've kept it up. I'm just not doing the course. I'm just going to do breathing here and there. And like, I'm so glad I finally started it, because I've been putting it off for so long, but it started now. Anyway, so things like that, little daily themes in addition to the macro theme, thought that was good. This week was just like very work focused, and I wasn't like, I'm not even sure how the storylines came out, but a very important thing that I'm realizing is like, when you are editing right after recording, it allows for such a higher speed of learning from my mistakes and for what's working. It's just a very higher level of trial and error, because if you're trialing and erroring, but you just don't know what the outcome was of that experiment, it's tough. It is very fucking tough. Like, you wouldn't play hockey in the dark, or whatever the sport you would like to choose. You need that like feedback loop to be fast. So for me, now that I've punted my like long form order, if you will, and I'm just like working on seesawing back and forth with the content. So now I'm going to be editing 21, or I'm editing 21 as we speak right now. It's almost done. I'll cover that more in a second. But then also I'll be editing 22 after, then 23. Like, I'll just be up to date, if you will, which allows me to try out things in the vlog, see if it's working, and then quickly realize, oh shit, this is garbage, or oh shit, this is fucking genius. And then do more of the genius, punt what's garbage. Just a forever cycle with everything I do, really. But it's interesting, like, I can make work if I am adding enough insights that are valuable to the watcher or listener. Like, I'm not just like, oh yeah, at work or doing work right now. I'm usually like, here's what I'm working on, here's why I'm working on it, here's what I'm doing to make this easier, here's how you can apply it yourself, type of thing. I think that's very important, and that's like what makes you feel better about doing work stuff on camera, if you will. Also, time lapses. I fucking love time lapses right now. Like, they're just making the work stuff so much more interesting. It's great. And then in a perfect world, if it's a visual thing that I can like show, it's everything. Time lapse, as well as like, here's what I worked on. Did that at the beginning of the process when I was doing my website stuff. I could clearly show like a visual thing that I created, which is pretty fucking sick. Okay. I find that I'm starting to develop this like knack for understanding how long it's actually coming out during the output as I'm recording. It's pretty fucking sick. I'll be like midweek and I'll be like, yeah, 35 minutes so far. Like, it actually doesn't make logical sense and it could be completely different. But generally speaking, it's pretty fucking good, which I'm pleased with. I'm able to so easily do this with reflections, and, well, I'm trying to learn how to do this with this as well. I haven't developed that muscle yet, but with reflections, I could record as I go and just be like, I'm behind, I'm ahead. It's really that simple. So, and with this like timeline, if you will, I have this projection of 8 minutes per day, if you will, that ends up being around an hour type of thing, if I recall correctly, for 7 days. For me, in a perfect world, I go like, so that's how I'm editing it right now. There's a lot of like 10-minute focus, if you will. And like, holy shit, dude, the process 21 had, I think, 6 to 7 hours type of thing or something like that. And it was just like an absolute monster, and I was very scared. And I was like, wait, were my projections just way fucking off? But no, they were actually fucking on point, because like things like cinematics, just like random clips that I would end up deleting, were taking up a lot of space, if you will. So once I cleared those out, in which I've done a good job of so far, I'm just hacking at it daily. Like, I've been doing like a day per day on the vlog, if you will. So like past couple of days, I've done 1 day each, except for yesterday. I did like fucking 3. It was beautiful. But with that, I find it's very helpful for me to focus on like, hey, how can I drill this down to like 10 minutes type of thing, or 8 minutes, or whatever the fuck. 10 minutes currently is the goal. And it's tough some days, but things have to get cut. And that's like, I'm growing in that aspect a lot, because man, not everything is essential to be on camera, and it's tough for me. Like, I want to include everything, because I am the type of person that will literally look at like my movie review segment that lasted like a minute and be like, yes, that would change my game in 43 years. Like, literally that type of shit. Because I know that it's that simple. I could say one thing and have perfect fucking recall to it later. And like, in a perfect world, I would love to put that on camera. But I also know, and I'm learning, that it's okay to not put it in and then call back to it later. So if you set up systems in a way and I need to set these systems up to track these moments that I don't put in, that get cut, I can use them in like fucking 24 years and be like, yes, that's when I said this type of thing. And like, that's what, like, for example, Gary Vaynerchuk is a fucking wizard at. Like, his team and him, oh boy, they're just the CEO of callback. So I want to get better at that, and I've got to figure out better systems to do so, but that is the fucking goal. Also, with this like new order, if you will, it's really got me re-energized again. Like, I was so fucking amped to start last week's record. Oh god, last week's recording was so fucking fun. Recording is basically my favorite part of the vlog, by the way. Editing, less fun. It's pretty good, but like, recording is definitely where it's at for the actual fun part of things. And then someday, again, I just, it's amazing to think that someday someone will do all these edits for me and I don't have to. And I can focus on other things. That's fucking amazing. That's so exciting to me. Don't get me wrong, I'll forever love editing in the same way that I love coding, but like, do I want to be doing it for every little thing? No, I definitely don't. On the same token, I've also started to realize how much of a blessing it is to be able to edit your own footage, if you will. And it goes back to like the experiments, for example. You can record it and then quickly be like, yes, here is what's not working, here's what's working, and then just part ways, if you will, with, or that didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, take what worked, continue it, and then punt what didn't work and try something different, if you will. But it's also related to like communication style as well. Like, when you have that pressure of just looking at yourself and listening to yourself for so many hours, then you can quickly force yourself to improve on those things, because you have such like pain or pleasure towards those things, if you will. You've got no fucking choice but to evolve. Another massive benefit of being caught up is that when you're up to date, you can spot something and be like, yes, I need to cut this, and then cut something that is a repeatable thing that happens every single week type of thing, and then put it in the next one. Like, that happened last week. I had ran out of time. I had way too much fucking footage on that Sunday of the reflection. So what I did is I recorded it all again today, and then just like new footage, trying different things, if you will. And I think it might have come out even better, if you will, which I loved. I love. Even though usually when I record things, it comes out better the first time for whatever reason. But that's just like a weird thing that happens to me. But anyways, I love that. It frees me so much. Again, this is all about just like freeing up my creative process and how can I make things even more enjoyable, even more effective, etc. Really enjoying how that vlog is coming out though, as well like the music thesis, like starting with the music. So fucking true. It really just does dictate the edit. It's just straight facts. All right, let's talk about the recording aspect of it real quick. I've been flipping things around to record 60 FPS on my phone, and like, so I won't have the feedback loop of my screen, if you will, but it's actually coming out so fucking well. I'm so proud. I don't know how my angles are so fucking good for me not being able to see, but like, I'm just developing some sort of skill, if you will, from just straight up practice and reps, if you will, that I can point at anything and just kind of like get it. It's very strange. I do fuck up at times, don't get me wrong, but like generally speaking, pretty fucking spot on. Like even like this Cheers thing I was doing with my dad and his wife and then Taylor, as well as like a separate moment with my mom and I. Like, they're just little things that I'm just like, I don't know how I get everything, but I fucking do, and it just does come from practice. Like, I don't know how people actually view my vlogs, but like, I feel very confident with how I record things now, but it's because I've been recording for how long now? 5 months? Like, with 1 week off type of thing. So it just does get so much easier, and you learn so many things that you cannot learn by just listening or reading about something. You need to fucking do it, because when you do it, whatever the fucking skill or situation might be, when you are actually doing it with your own physical hands, if you will, you just can learn at such higher levels and learn things that books will not teach you, because they don't have that experience that you're doing right now. And it's just a beautiful way of achieving closer and closer to mastery every time you do something. Sometimes I'm actually resistant to learning from certain podcasts, course, whatever the fuck the case may be, because they're only teaching me what their experiences have taught them and what they've learned from books and stuff like that as well. But when you are in your own little like world, if you will, you can learn like such different things, and you don't take on their limiting beliefs, and you don't take on their paradigms, and you just start fresh. Sometimes it's great, other times it can be catastrophic. So you've got to definitely be cautious of that. But holy fuck. Again, reps are just everything. Like, doing is the fucking key. All right, let's continue on the content road, shall we? Let's talk about the journal real quick, aka this fucking series. It was interesting. Recording 002 was like very done by memory. A lot of like free flowing, if you will, kind of sort of what's happening right now, but there's a little bit more structured this time. I find that like things aren't meshing 100% well between week on week, if you will, because there's 2 weeks I'm accessing here. It's the current week and then the week prior to this. So it's good, and like it also requires like more subtopics, if you will. Like, I was trying to do it from categories like content before, and I just have like fucking a million content things, and I just wouldn't know where to start, where to flow into, etc. And I found that like when I was doing it from memory so much, I found that I would lose out on some specific topics that I wanted to talk about, and I would just kill the flow. 002 so validated my theses for why I moved from like the sections and reflections to that just fucking rhymed, to topic-based flow, if you will. And like it just kept flowing in and out of topics, and it was so beautiful. Minus I would keep forgetting to talk about little things within there. Say for example, I covered 3 out of 4 points within a specific topic, and I wanted to cover the 4th, but I didn't want to go back and ruin the flow because the flow was so perfect. So yeah, I could do that in editing, but I don't know if I want to do that. So it's just more work, and it's less authentic, I find. So in a perfect world, I would have it all, just all of them, all the points in there, if you will. So, but it was just really amazing to see the flow go down. And anyways, I'm also realizing, related to this, that I don't need to fucking put in every point, and it's totally chill. If I just want to fucking free flow and punt points that are not actually 100% relevant, and it might be better if I just do completely free flow and just like be like, I see a tag of one-off videos, let's go down this road right now. Or it might just be better if I just like keep experimenting and finding like the fine balance between looking at points and then just like rolling and then coming back and trying to fill in. I don't know. We'll see. It's a fucking experiment. So it's a never-ending experiment as well. But as for the not merging well, I might just start doing this on a weekly basis, and then it'll be like way less, and I'll just cover some quick points real quick. It won't be quick, knowing me, but it could be good on a weekly basis, but I'm not letting myself do that until I'm way closer to being caught up. I have a bunch more things that I need to launch before that, so yeah, there's a lot of things going on right now. I've also been like straight up questioning if this format is even good, if I should focus less on my journey and focus more on like other things. I don't know. I think documenting my journey is very important, and this series is very experiential based, if you will. Like, here's what I'm experiencing right now, here's what I'm learning, here's how you can learn from it too. That's pretty much the thesis right there. And I want to make it like a very free version of that. From a structure standpoint, if you will, like very freedom based, where I want to go, what I want to talk about, etc. It's just, for me, it already destroys reflections in terms of how good this series is, but we'll see, because I also haven't had that feedback loop yet. I am purely going off of how I feel like it's going to come out, rather than I'm actually looking at what it's coming out, because I haven't started editing yet. I have so many more reflections to catch up on first. Actually, not so many. I think I have 2 more to edit before I start editing the journal. Fuck, so many of those. Anyways, it's better than S's, I think, which is my old thing. I was just going to put like interviews, reflections, and gems. Like, just everything was just plural, if you will. And I didn't even cover like what I meant by this. I'm trying to say it doesn't merge well, and I'll divide it up into 1 week, if you will, rather than having 2 combined, because it's sometimes challenging having completely different topics on weeks and trying to blend them, if you will. It's kind of going well so far, but in general, it might just be way fucking easier if I just do like a quick 30-minute, I say quick, like it's very quick. To me, 30 minutes is very small, but because I'm like the CEO of fucking everything being over an hour type of thing, so, But yeah, I'm curious to see what that would look like if I ended up doing like 30-minute on a weekly basis rather than 1 hour every 2 weeks type of thing. Would it be better? Would it be worse? I don't know. Also, since we last talked, I have edited and posted You Say Be Flow's Headbanger Only 12 reaction video. So that was fun. Had some good moments in there. I also found a way of editing in a way where it stopped the copyright. Like, I was so pleased when I start clipping things in a certain way that it almost like starts confusing the algorithm. And when I confuse the algorithm, I could still get manually claimed, if you will, from a copyright perspective, but very, like, for right now, while people don't see it, I think I'm in the clear. If you're manually claiming my videos, though, just fuck you, basically. My goal is not, like, I'm trying to be fair use here. I'm not trying to rip your fucking song and put it on YouTube. I'm literally just doing it for a reaction and showcasing your fucking music. So obviously this would never happen with like You Say Be Flow, for example, but I could definitely see like some artists just being like, yeah, fuck you, or labels, actually less artists, more labels probably, and just like, okay, we're gonna claim that. I'm like, okay. My goal is also I probably won't monetize any of these fucking videos, but like, they're just for my entertainment. But speaking of entertainment, though, on these, I'm just like like if I was to re-record that video today, there would be like a lot less like reaction, if you will. I'm going through some weird shit right now, and it's in terms of like self-respect. I was doing such weird shit on camera, and like, that's fine. I honor that part of me that wants to be weird at times, if you will. But like, I don't know. I'm realizing that I don't need to be a fool on camera. And I'm not like trying. I'm like, let's be a fool today. No, it's just like, it happens sometimes when I listen to music. That shit brings out some weird parts of me. But it's very clear to me right now that I don't need to be this entertaining character to create good content in terms of music. So it's I feel like if I was to do another one today, it'd be a lot more like analytical as well as like calm, providing a little more insight. I'm actually enjoying providing more insight recently, so it's very strange. I'll still have my reactions, of course, and just like there's a lot of like base facing and melting and stuff like that, but like it's okay. I just don't always need to be silly on music content to create good content. It's really that simple. Anyways, also on the music editing front, just like try to cut, like doubles help avoid copyright. Cutting at a certain part, like cutting every few seconds, if you will, definitely helps you avoid copyright. Also, if you're cutting every few seconds, be cautious of where you cut it, because like if you cut like mid fucking kick or whatever, that can really fuck up the way the video sounds. So try to avoid those kicks and try to get them in sounding like it's ba 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 cut ba 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 cut, like that type of thing, so it doesn't fuck up the BPM and all that type of shit. But doesn't always happen like that, and that's totally fine. I'm so fucking pleased that Daniel Savvy Flow also liked that video as much as I enjoyed creating it, so that was fucking sick. He's such a sweet ass dude, man. My god. Oh, Christ. Love him. On the talking note as well, I have been questioning how much is ideal to talk. Like, am I talking too much in this series? Should I just shut the fuck up? I've had incredible doubt, and I've just realized this pattern of myself, which is like, I feel like when I speak sometimes, actually, there's a lot of times I feel like this, if I'm being completely transparent, but it's like, I just imagine people just being like, what is this guy even talking about? Like, why should we listen to him type of thing? Which is completely valid at times, and other times it's completely invalid. But I've noticed that it repeats in areas where I know the most, which shows me that it's not actually rational. So if it was only for things that I don't know about and I decided to talk on, which is not a good trait, by the way, but if that was the case, then it would be like, yes, I just have a conscience. But when it happens with things I'm clearly fucking educated on, that just shows me there's just so much more deep level shit to work on there that it just doesn't make sense. Because I have thoughts like, what am I even talking about right now? Because I start to imagine what people are saying and stuff like that. It's fucking deadly. And then this thing of like, I know nothing. I'm not intelligent enough to be speaking about this. Why don't I put my head down and do rather than just talking so much? Which is like, there is some truth to that, don't get me wrong. And I'm aware of that. And at the same time, that's like misaligned with my journey. So like, my journey is talking about a lot of things in my journey. That's how I roll. And I shouldn't need to feel or think these things, if you will, when I'm communicating about a subject, even if it's new for me to communicate. Like, I definitely go through, it's like, at its core, it's literally just imposter syndrome, like, but it's fascinating. It's humbling as well. It's very humbling. But there's definitely some stuff that I need to work on at a subconscious and root cause level and energetic level, because like, that should not be there on a logical level. I've also been trying to balance a shit ton of projects at once right now, which is tough. Like, I think I already talked about this a little bit, but like, man, I'm trying to balance all this content backup shit. Like, I'm trying to get my videos in a decentralized place as well as like a backup for me. And like, in a perfect world, I'd literally just get a hard drive and like have this thing back up, and that'd be perfect. Don't have the money for that right now because I need to get like a fucking 10 terabyte or whatever. And I don't want to drop 200 in that right now. But that's besides the point right now. So I'm trying to get everything backed up in different ways, and I'll talk about that another time probably, but stuff like that. I'm also trying to get caught up in the process. I'm trying to do the journal stuff. I'm trying to design all these Notion systems, trying to work on entrepreneurship. I'm trying to work on contract work. I'm trying to do a lot right now, okay? Also, interviews here. Like, there's just so many things. I'm so excited for the interview series, but I'm just... The tone right there was, there's so much, and I need to do a better job of prioritizing, and I will talk more about prioritizing later on. But as of right now, man, like, it makes me question, like, should I actually do this vlog or should I just fucking punt it? Yeah, this happens quite frequently, by the way. Like, I'm just like, fuck, if I took this time that I'm editing the vlog and creating all this content and just put it into like building a proper business, my journey would be so much fucking easier. Like I could literally hire someone to do all my vlog shit. Like, it's like, am I doing it in the right order, or am I doing it completely ass backwards? Is documenting still the right thing? Like, there's all these types of thoughts that run through my brain throughout this, and it's just part of the process sometimes. No pun intended. But yeah, man. And it's also really cool to be able to get on camera and just share these insecurities, if you will, and honor them, because I'm not going to sit here and try to shame myself for having them, which does, of course, happen at times. I'm not going to pretend like it doesn't. And equally, it's empowering. It's very empowering to just discuss these things and put out the poison, if you will. So let's talk about contract work for a second. My fucking boy, Zach Platt, my like day one of day ones. He will be the day one interview as well, which is recorded. Just have to edit it. Started editing it last week, I think. Yeah, last week it says. But this beautiful motherfucker got me my first contract gig. Paid. Let's go. I'm excited about it. And I basically finished it at this point. It's a product demo video for the startup he works at. And I'm also doing a video for him as well. But it was just amazing to just get some fucking cash rolling and show me that, hey, I can actually do content creation and get paid for it. I was nervous as fuck about doing things paid and jumping into that, but like that really helped me get like some momentum down. It just means so fucking much that you would recommend me to do this, and I hope this video comes out fucking sick in your eyes. And yeah, I'll probably talk to you later tonight about this. But yeah, lots of like good growth in terms of the demo video, if you will. Like it improved my video editing style, things like effectively zooming and just speed editing. Like there's a bunch of different things that went down within the recording. OBS quality, there was a lot of good shit. I also felt like I did a good job of balancing, and even though I'm struggling with balancing right now, I think I'm doing a better job of balancing my stuff versus balancing other people's stuff, which is I will focus on when I'm in the most effective zone, if you will, which is like for the first handful of hours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, everything. Probably not 7. Maybe when we're like 6 and 6 and below. But as soon as I get to a certain point, then working on outside and external contract work, if you will. But I want to place my priorities above everything else. I need to focus in those first moments, hours tactically, but I need to focus in those first few hours around what is most important to me. And right now, definitely that is the vlog. Definitely that should be entrepreneurship shit. And I'm talking about like SEO, WordPress, website development, all that type of shit. And fucking setting up energy work stuff and all the things that I would like to offer as products and services and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't done a great job of putting those in there for that. But anyways, I'm trying to do one thing at a time. Again, there's a lot happening right now, so just trying to balance it all. Also, it was amazing to work with Zach, and it just reminded me that like you need to work with people who you love. Like if you don't enjoy who you're spending your time with on a work front, oh god, it's just gonna be so much harder to get through those challenges, if you will. Like you need people on your team that you love. You need to be enjoying the process of what you're actually working on, and like those two things put together, that is a successful life right there. If you can manage those two things and have them both working together. Holy fuck. It was so funny. Like some of our calls, we were just like cracking our inside jokes on the calls. It was just like, I love this. Love this dude as well. Fuck. Oh, it's great. And as for like monetary stuff with this, it's amazing to get the ball rolling on this and get some momentum because it was hard to jump over that gap, if you will, like I just talked about. But I need to be paid more. And they're paying me fair for my first contract work gig, if you will, with video editing. It's a fair deal. However, I'm just very fucking clear right now that I do not want to trade time for dollars. And at some level, of course, you're always doing that. But holy fuck, there's just a very clear level of I deserve long term to make so much more fucking money than this. It's crazy. I have a very clear like sense that I need to set up things in a way where I can literally sleep and still earn fucking money. It's achievable. I can do this. Of course, like there's no such thing as true passive income. I super disagree with that. but having it passive to a degree is very useful. And shout out to Levi for planting the seed with me. I was very resistant to it at first, but he is absolutely right on this front. And that's where I feel right now. And that's why I need to set up entrepreneurship in a way, business in a way, whatever the fuck you want to call it, so that my services, my products can work without me having to actually do them. Everything right now. Everything to me. So yeah, there's just a lot of deservingness around I need to earn higher levels of income, and not from like people telling me I need to, more just like internally. And that's when things actually change, is when it's actually inside instead of externally like that. But it's just, I like what I wrote down here. This is my way out of my situation and my way into freedom. And I'm talking about entrepreneurship, specifically automation. It's everything. On this note of entrepreneurship, currently learning about like WordPress and SEO, usually mostly through Zach. He showed me this Google tool for keywords. Oh, so fucking sick. And that it just helps you establish like what your ideal keyword is and then build upon it and get other keywords if it's not a good key to target. And like, oh, it was just so fucking cool to see it. I don't even know what this is called, but it's a very cool tool, whatever the fuck it is. And he also showed me that like the sitemap doesn't actually need to be perfect. It's better just to start, but I was like scared because SEO feels more permanent than other things. So I don't like perfection, but fuck, I don't want to like destroy myself from an SEO perspective like I have in the past. So I've been yeah, like the redirects will absolutely save my life. Like just starting, and then if I really need to change things down the road, I can set up changed URLs backed by, if you go to that old URL, then you can redirect to the new URL. That's everything. I've also just been obsessed with the idea of texting an email. Not sure if I have enough cash for it right now, but holy fuck, I want a list so fucking bad right now. I also realized that I might do Notion consulting as a service. I can rank for it, number one, but also like it just could work. But I am a little bit scared around this because number one, I don't have everything perfect in Notion, which is clearly a limiting belief I just exposed for myself, which is it needs to be perfect for me to actually make money on it, which is not true at all. And I'm also just scared I'm spreading myself too thin in my offerings. I don't know what the ideal is, but I know I love Notion, and yeah, let's talk about Notion, shall we? Oh god, I have a million things to talk about with Notion. Holy shit. There's 37 points for Notion. Jesus Christ. Actually more, there's 38. Fuck. So first things first, I am absolutely obsessed with Notion right now. And I am so intrigued by how people use it and how I can apply and steal their fucking setups and layouts and stuff like that. It's just, oh my god. I could look at how people get shit done for days. It's so fascinating to me right now. Specifically, one of my biggest takeaways and like growth points in the past 2 weeks with Notion is realizing that the way I had things set up, which was like kind of a personal layout, if you will, but also kind of a team layout, like things like I would have my raw notes inside a team area. I don't have a team yet, but I was trying to set things up in a way where it would be friendly for another person to come in at any point. However, this is not ideal, I don't think. And I realized much better ways of setting up a team, if you will. And that includes things like taking your notes and putting them in your private area, as well as inspiration. Like your inspiration is not necessarily the team's inspiration. So take that and bring it to your private area. Inbox, same thing. Move your fucking inbox to your private. Like there's just little things that just won't work on a team view level. Key things like this have absolutely just changed the way I'm looking at Notion now. It's very like team focused, and set up in like global ways. So for example, one of my favorite things I read on this to grow my Notion wisdom, I guess, or perspectives, if you will, was definitely looking at how the actual Notion team uses Notion. I was just in awe. I was in awe of how they have everything set up, especially their global task list throughout every fucking team and department. That blew my mind. It was amazing to look at. Their wikis are a little bit fucking crazy, but overall, I know they know what they're doing. So I'll leave them to do that. But for me, I'll probably set things up as resources, be a little bit cleaner, but that's okay. That's just, everyone can do things differently. That is the amazing thing about Notion. You set things up exactly how you want to, and fuck everything else. Like, it literally just depends on just being your situation, and just being self-aware to that, if you will. So there's been just a lot of like shifts from like, not everything needs to be in the team sense. It can be in a personal area. I'm making a shit ton of changes to the way I'm setting up my team right now. So like the things I mentioned earlier, as well as trying to set up projects, which projects have been a nightmare for me because I have content stream, I've got website pages, and what is the last one? Oh yeah, products and services, as well as like consultation. Those 4 have felt like conflicting in a way towards projects. I haven't fully wrapped my head around it, and I will soon in the future. But at this point, it's overwhelming as fuck to me, and it makes me very discouraged to actually move forward with my Notion business design. But like, man, I need to figure out a way to encompass and blend and find out like, hey, should this be like, realistically, projects is like, for example, launch website, and then like you put a relational property to link to all the tasks that are around launching website. But my brain's like, but I want to include all the fucking pages and link to all those things. And like, same thing with content. A project could literally be catch up on content, or launch my series on XYZ. But my brain is like, how can I like coincide and work with what is currently existing? And my current setup is absolutely like relational with those databases I just mentioned. So there would be like a task for editing a video, for example. Like, I would throw it on editing video as a task, and then boom, that connects to the content stream. And then specifically, I'll highlight what specific video or podcast or whatever the fuck it might be was, and then that connects, and it's all beautiful. Why was I saying this? There's a reason. Yes, project feels like it's duplicating, and like there's a bunch of stuff, and I have some limiting beliefs around there I need to work on and figure out a way. But the more exposure I get to more setups, the more clear I am that I'll find a way. I just will. By the time you're seeing this, I probably already have. For example purposes, by the way, projects for Notion represents product and features and stuff like that. But I'm like, what do I do? Because I have it's usually just like content or a service, if you will. That's usually my like 2 main things, if you could sum it up. And I don't know what I'm doing with this. Like, it's just, oh God, it's just tough. I don't know if I should combine them, if I should divide them, if I should just represent like bigger things of the projects. I don't know. Again, I will figure it out. But I also like showing that like I don't know everything, and I'm learning things as I go. Like, it's a game of imperfection and just keeping speed and keeping going. Jesus Christ, I summed up so many points in that. It was insane. So with these changes that I'm trying to implement right now, as I observe how Notion and other big teams use Notion, it inspires me to want to change things even more for the better. I started outlining in documents like what are going to be the key changes, and trying my best to start with like first principles in the best way I can, and making sure that I am always doing things for a reason, if you will. So as I'm like viewing all these things, experimenting with projects, the whole 9 yards, I am trying my best to outline like everything that's going to be changing, and a shit ton is changing with my business area as well as my personal area. For me, my Notion is about to get so much more simple. Like, there's only so many databases that I need. Like, it doesn't need to be as complex as I would like it to be. So for example, a big change that might occur is I might merge journal with all of my notes. And that includes like business notes, Notion notes, content notes, my actual journal, like all the things into one area, just called notes or notepad or whatever the fuck I choose to call it. That's a little bit scary for me, but it's also pretty fucking cool at the same time. And I'm not sure if I'll actually do that, but there's things like that where I'm combining just a bunch of systems all in one, that they're close enough where they can just be one. It's exciting. And by the way, I forgot to say, like, what happens to the notes area of a team in Notion, it would become resources. And resources can already hold like links and stuff like that, but it can also hold documents and processes and more like finely polished text instead of just what I would put out, which is fucking like just chaos, which is how you start. Like, that's the creation process. It's gonna be a fucking mess at first. It's gonna be a fucking mess. Anyways, there's just, I have so many things I'm excited for. Personal is way more exciting for me right now. Just I have so many little tweaks I'm gonna be doing to my systems. I'm so pleased. Also, things like meetings and recordings and MP3s and stuff like that. Like, I don't need to put my MP3s in like the Google Drive or whatever. I can literally attach the meeting recordings to the Notion meeting, if you will. That is a game changer for me on so many levels. I'm so excited about that. Because that works with business, that works with my private like hangouts, if you will. That works. I'm not recording my private hangouts. I mean like more casual meetings and stuff like that. All that type of stuff, man. It's just like very event driven, and I can work with this a lot. Overall with Notion, I'm so fucking down to start making Notion content. I'm about to hit my yearly anniversary in like fucking the next month, July. I think it's like July 17th or something like that. So it'd be cool if I started making content for my anniversary, as well as like coaching around it would be sick, or fucking consultation, because I hate the word coaching so much. Jesus Christ. One of my favorite things I consumed in the past 2 weeks was definitely David Icke, round 4 on London Real. Holy fucking shit. Okay, what do I have in my eye? Jesus. Jesus Christ. I wish everyone would think like this. It would just make for such a better world. It's beautiful, man. Yeah, also, this is why I'm thinking of decentralization, because I was just so fucking shook that my videos could get taken down at any moment. And like, I've been very focused on the backups for that reason, because I just didn't want to lose out on all my history just like that, because someone decides, hey, we don't like what you're saying. And that's fucked if that's the case. Also, I really liked what he was talking about racism, in terms of the best way to end racism is to stop identifying with your race and start identifying at a higher level. Better than race, human being. Better than human being, soul. Better than soul, consciousness. Having a human experience. Shit like this, man. That is so fucking facts. Also, I think I saw something this week. By the way, people are just... don't even get me started on like fucking COVID, and some of the ways people are just approaching life right now is just... it's tough to watch. It's definitely testing me a lot, let's say that. But things like even like the masks, man. People are fucking obsessed with the masks. It drives me fucking mental. For me personally, I do not think masks are logical at all. I understand why people might perceive that they are a good idea, but when you're looking at it close enough, it doesn't make any fucking sense. To me. And I'm not going to get into it all right now, but I found like it was funny that people were so fucking sold on this virus and so fucking sold on all the things regarding COVID and masks, and it's just like, guys, knock knock. Is anyone actually paying attention here? It's tough. It is tough. And I don't get me wrong, almost everyone is like this right now. And I still love all you fuckers, but Jesus Christ, it is tough for me sometimes watching everyone go down the same route, if you will, and think the same way. It's just like, when you are on the side of the majority, take a second to pause and reflect. Because like, the majority is usually wrong. Anyways, little just like key nuances from that interview really helped me feel like more sane around COVID stuff, as well as Black Lives Matter stuff, and questioning like what's really happening with all of that. And just, it was really good. It was really good. That's all I'll say. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's fucking long as hell, but boy, it is really good. Probably the biggest important thing was the best solution is no solution. I don't think I've ever thought about it like that, and it just completely shook me in a great way. What this means, in my opinion, is that when you actually properly address something at the root cause level, you're able to, like, the effects take care of themselves. For me personally, I do not think racism as a cause. There are higher level things at play that create racism. Racism, poverty, all the things, I think, are just effects of higher level things. So when we tackle the higher level things and deal with that as close to a root cause level as possible, then racism, poverty, all these things cease to fucking exist. Again, I don't really feel like getting into this fully right now, but yeah. Someday people will understand where the fuck I'm coming from on this. Hopefully, or not. And I have to be okay with both of those. It's very good, though, to get used to so much opposition and having people just disagree with me completely. And it's chill. I'm used to disagreeing with everyone, but people are not used to... I'm not used to everyone disagreeing with me because I don't usually put out my views as much as I am with certain things right now. But basically, one of the key insights there was like Black Lives Matter and COVID are more connected than most people think, which is interesting. Yes, and I completely forgot. The best solution is no solution also comes from Sue Morter, who I am learning a ton from right now. That is the audiobook that I'm going through, energy codes, if you will. Jesus, it is damn good. I'm learning a ton. One of my biggest takeaways was this bus stop conversation, which basically means before you come into this life, it's almost as if you're at a bus stop and you ask people like, hey, I want to work on this life. And like, I want to really heal this type of pattern and really evolve myself at a very, very high soul level. And then you like get people to sign up around you to do quote unquote certain things to you to help you with that growth in this lifetime, which is remarkable. And hearing it from her was just, I literally cried. It was so fucking insane. What a beautiful release that was. And highly recommend this book. I'm just obsessed with it right now. Too many things to talk about, but yeah. Also related, health. She talks a little bit about health in there. And I'm trying to prioritize my health a little bit more. Like salads. It feels good to have salads again. I'm trying to just spend a little bit of money to get a little bit better health because I was just feeling like shit eating what I was before. So that feels good. I'd also been like very struggling with this idea of what do I prioritize first? And I'm trying my best to prioritize right now, man. It's like I have so many things I'm trying to do at once. It's a struggle, but like learning as well, like same type of thing. Like I had a million courses, like got Wim Hof, Source Energy Medicine courses, energy codes, audiobook, and then energy codes for rebirth, Notion tutorials, in addition to a million other things. Like there's just so much right now. I'm just trying to prioritize right now and trying to get there bit by bit and just like getting started with the Wim Hof course, for example, or getting started with the audiobook with energy codes, like not trying to think too much and just getting right into it worked very fucking well because I was just overthinking things. It was stupid. As for priorities, man, it's just like I feel so fucking dialed in right now and so focused with so little of a desire to flake out or like I'm seeing someone like, by the way, two things. How the fuck is it already summer already? Like I'm actually blown away that this year is almost half over and I don't know, it just felt like it was just yesterday that the vlog was starting. It's just like, fuck, it's crazy. And the vlog was started at the end of January, by the way. But anyways, time is just ripping this year and I'm okay with it though. It's been a good year so far, which again, I'm going to look back on this year and just be so fucking proud of what I did. And I'm so like, people are going to be like, fuck 2020. 2020 is one of my favorite years ever. I'm so pleased with what I've done, how I've grown, what I've learned, how I've used quarantine. Of course I can still do things better, but like, fuck. I'm just dialed in right now. And it feels fucking nice. Like, all I really care about is just getting shit done. It's beautiful. But yeah, man, it's always like very interesting to see what happens come summertime. Because it really shows who's dedicated to what they're trying to do and who isn't. There's a ton of people who are at the fucking beach right now. And like, if that's like their thing right now, go for it. I feel like double down on just what you want. Like if you really fucking want social life and if you really fucking want to chill and all that jazz, please be my guest. Use summertime, have fun, fucking have a bunch of sex, party a shit ton, all that. All the good shit, okay? But if you're like really committed to getting shit done, your craft, your mission, I can't be asked with social stuff right now. And I'm absolutely dialing down on work stuff, on business stuff, on content stuff, all the things, learning. I'm just so in the mood to evolve. It's crazy right now. I'm loving it. I've just got to keep rocking this wave and just maximizing as much time as possible because it does fuel me all the time. But it's always funny to see like who's committed and who isn't come summertime. It's the great exposure of us all. yeah, just really trying to like squeeze as much out of my days as possible right now, while also being like chill and loving towards myself. I'm not gonna like drive myself into a fucking wall, but yeah, I just want to get as much done in my day as possible. Okay, also beaches. I don't understand how people have fun on beaches. I'm just not sure. You're all just like sitting there doing nothing, looking at like water or in water. Like it's just too. It's hot as fuck. Like I don't know. I feel like the only way to actually enjoy a beach is if I was drinking. Like I don't know if I would properly enjoy it if I was sober. Because holy fuck, it's just I'm so much more enjoy just being at home and working on something. Of course, once in a blue moon, yeah, a beach would be awesome. But like in general, work is so much more fulfilling to me. Period. All right, just a few more points here. Also made some awesome gains on typing this week. If you didn't know, I went from 2-finger typing, one on each hand, to literally like all my fingers being in use now, and my speeds are at where I was before, basically. So I'm very excited about that. It's still sort of awkward, and I still need to continue working on it, but overall, feeling fucking good. Doing a good job of practicing my weak keys with typing.com, my punctuation and capitalization with keybr.com, and then speed tests with 10fastfingers.com. Man, practice is just everything right now. Like I practice every single day, and like things like P, for example, I was struggling with like hitting with my pinky for a while. Consciously like tackling P words, if you will, has just really improved. Same thing with C. I used to type it with my index finger, or pointer finger rather. Or those are the same thing. And now I'm properly typing it with what it should be, which is my middle finger on my right hand, obviously, or left hand rather. Why the fuck did I say that? It's very clear to me right now that I just need to continuously type what is hard for me, because if it's hard for me, it's going to be slowing down my words for a minute, I've realized. So when I raise up the hardest parts, when I increase my words per minute on the hardest things to type, it's going to increase my overall net score for words per minute. And it's really about finger muscles. If my hands are weak and my fingers are weak in certain areas and certain combinations and certain letters, that's going to slow down everything. So I'm really trying to like strengthen my fingers, as weird as that sounds. But it's just fact. If you want to get faster at your typing, you've got to focus on like what is sinking the ship, if you will. And like when you build stronger muscles towards these awkward movements, you're going to be able to do it so much fucking faster. And all of these things are going to come in absolutely key to getting me to 100 words per minute, which is my goal. Also, please do yourself a favor and look at your words per minute on iPhone versus your words per minute on your laptop. It's actually stupidly close, or at least that was the case for me. Like, I think I got 62 words per minute on iPhone. Insane. I was mind blown how fast that was, especially because there's no autocorrect in there. Crazy. Anyways, good moves on typing front this week. Lots of lessons learned and progress gained in my efforts to hit 100 words per minute and beyond. I've also been obsessed with Wim Hof right now. This guy's a fucking beauty. Like, I love Wim. Last week I started the Wim Hof method course. However, I'm not going to be following the things in the exact same formula, if you will. I will be experimenting and doing things in my own little way, because I am not ready to commit to the intensity that they are. But I have been doing it like basically every single day right now. And many days I start out with the breathing exercise, and it's really just about like fully in, let go. That's my Wim Hof impression, by the way.
Fully in, let go.
But man, I didn't realize like how good it would feel. And man, breath is just everything right now. You get such a head rush when all of the oxygen is properly distributed throughout your body. And Jesus Christ, it feels great. It is a high on another level. And I love the idea of just keeping it within my daily rituals, because it's so key on so many different levels. Let's talk about girls for a second. Last week I had some unwanted feelings come up, and like questioning like why I didn't feel like I was wanted in certain situations or whatever. But like this week, so fucking good. To the point where I had this sign given to me by the universe that I'll explain what the hell actually went down first. There was like a handful of girls that I've been attracted to in the last like past 6 months, if you will, all of them got boyfriends. I'm like, what is going on? And I don't mean like I would date them, because I have no interest in dating. Most of these girls also would not qualify my dating standards, if you will, but just like purely attraction based. And like, I was just mind blown at how all of it happened at once. I was just like, okay, this is crazy. However, I was so detached and I was so proud of that, because I'm like, I was just like, cool. Like, I'm happy for you guys. Like, go do you type of thing. I'm not going to be attached to the idea of you being single and me benefiting from it, if you will. But anyways, yeah, I just found like, it was like the universe was just shutting a shit ton of doors on me. And I'm like, okay. And even despite that, as doors were closing, quote unquote, I could just feel like more doors were going to open. It was a weird sense, but I loved it. And like, the signs I took away from this were, number one, stop getting distracted by girls. And then number two, focus on new girls. Very fucking key. And then like, I don't give a shit about girls right now. And I mean, of course I respect them, but just, I could care less about focusing any of my time on trying to advance my progress within the female department, if you will. Like, I just don't give a shit about having a girlfriend. I'm okay with going without sex for a while. Like, my life will go on. My life will go on. Plus, all that energy has to go somewhere. So it's definitely going into work right now. Fucking love it. I just really admire my focus right now. It's fucking beautiful. Even though I'm very diverse within my focus at the same time. I also had this crazy realization around girls, which is a very logical thing. When I am ready to date, because eventually I will need a queen to my eventual kingdom, if you will, I probably will need them to be bisexual. Here's why. I have so much catch up to do in sex. It's stupid. Like, I don't want to also just be locked down with one person. That just does not fly for me. So I either need them to be very open with it not being only with them, or I just find a girl who's bisexual and bring in a bunch of girls that they're okay with as well and excited for, and like a bunch of things like that. It just makes so much sense. I have no idea how I've never thought about this before. It just needs to fucking happen though. My God. And then a completely unrelated final note. Dave Chappelle is a fucking beauty. Like, he's such a legend, and I just did not realize how good he was until last week. I now can see why all of the legends in present time consider him to be like the legend of legends. He's so funny, he's so honest, and he's just an absolute king in his craft. I've been Netflix binging his stand-up, if you will, and he's so fucking clever. It's beautiful. All right, that is enough for me right now. That is the journal 3. Fun fact, actually, this cut out at the end, and my phone died, and I had to re-record the last, like, basically from that words per minute thing on with the typing and phone. So, anyways, that's what's up right now. Shit goes on. My life goes on. Challenges happen. We adapt. We improve. Speaking of improvement, this series needs to fucking change. It's coming out way too fucking long right now. But that is what it is. I'm going to actually go do a reflection on this series and see how I can improve it. And if you would like to tell me how I can improve it as well, I would love to know. Because it needs improvement badly right now. So anyways, without further ado, if you enjoyed this, definitely give me a like. Hope you got value from this. Please let me know what your favorite takeaway was, as well as what I can do better. Whatever feels more authentic for you to comment, do that. Also, subscribe if you haven't already, so you do not miss any videos in the future about all kinds of things like vlogs, documentation, life hacking, music reviews and reactions, all types of stuff like that. Interviews coming soon, all the good things. Anyways, that is enough from me, enough rambling. Hope this came out well. Love you so much for watching and listening. As always, do the right thing, be a good human, and I will catch you in the next one.